Okay, welcome to Pilates on the ball. Get yourself sitting onto your ball. Find yourself a bit of space so you've got room to move your arms around you. And we're just going to start doing a nice little warm up on the ball itself. So when you've got yourself sitting, make sure you're sitting right on top of the ball and you're not sort of drawing yourself too far forwards onto the ball. So feet are taking a little bit of the weight, but the majority of your weight is going down through the centre of the ball. And I'd like you just to sit up nice and tall. And think about your leg positioning. When we sit on the ball, it's too easy for us to try and put the legs quite wide, so we try and create some stability. We want a little bit of a challenge. So try and bring your feet so they're facing forwards and in line with your hips. And we're just going to start, first of all, just by taking a nice deep breath in and breathing out as you circle your arms round. So you're going to breathe in as you bring your arms up and breathe out as you circle them round. Good. Breathe in, lengthen through the spine. Breathe out as you circle them round. Good. Breathing in to come up, breathe out to come back down. Lovely. Two more. Breathe in, lengthen, breathe out, really stretch through to your fingertips as you take your arms all the way around. Draw as big a circle as you can. Perfect. Let's go into a spine twist. Pop your arms in front of you, draw your shoulder blades back and down, breathe out as you twist to one side, breathe in as you come to the centre, breathe out to go to the side, breathe in as you come to the centre. Lovely. Breathe out, twist round. Breathe into the centre. A few more. Breathe out as you twist round. Breathe in as you come. Breathe out to twist. Lovely. And as you're moving around, you're feeling that rotation going through your spine, making sure your hips stay facing forwards. It makes it a little bit easier sitting on the ball because our legs are sort of attached to this position, so your hips are not really going to try and join in, so you're really going to get that maximum benefit of that rotation going through your shoulders. The only thing you need to really be aware of when you're doing this is that your shoulders don't start to sneak up towards your ears, so you're creating that space between your ears and your neck. If you come on these classes with me regularly, you'll be probably sick of me hearing me say shoulders away from your ears, but that doesn't matter. As long as that voice is ringing in your head constantly now, you should remember that daily. Right, try now to see if you can bring your arms out nice and wide. We're going to see if we can do a full rotation. So breathe out as you twist to one side, breathe in to come to the centre, breathe out, twist round to the other side, breathe in as you come to the centre, breathe out, we're going round. Try as you do this to keep your arms the same distance apart. As your arms get tired, they start to come forwards and we end up with this sort of zombie type movement. So try and think about being a scarecrow and your shoulders being lengthened along that pole. Breathe out as you twist to the side, breathe into the centre, breathe out, twist, breathe in. If it's a bit hard on your arms, go back to putting your arms into that crossed arm position, that sort of genie position we had at the beginning. Good. We'll do one more to each side. Good. Breathing out as you twist round. Breathe in as you come back to the centre. Last one. Breathe out. Come back to the centre. Let your arms relax. We're going to draw some circles. Now, imagine you're hula hooping. So your shoulders stay still and your bottom is drawing the circles. So you're drawing those circles round. Lovely. Good. And we've got to make sure we go in both directions, so change the direction. Try and draw the biggest circle that you can with your bottom, but you're imagining that you've got almost like a pole going through your neck and shoulders and that they are staying still, and it's just your hips that are able to make that movement. Super. Okay, come back to your neutral position. Think about drawing in and creating that stability through the pelvis. You can put your hands by your side onto the ball, but there is no point gripping onto the ball. It's not going to help you. Just let them rest on the ball. And we're going to go onto tiptoes of the first foot and see if you can raise that leg up and pop it back down again. Breathe out as you raise the other leg. Breathe in as it pops back down. So we're lifting from the hip. What we're not doing is just straightening the leg out. We need to do a full lift. That's it, from the hip, and pop back down again and again. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in as you pop back down. Try and stay nice and strong through the shoulders. Lengthen through the neck. Think about that neutral position the whole way through. Breathing out as you lift. Breathe in as you pop back down. Super. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to pop back down. Breathe out as you lift. Breathe in to pop back down. Now we can start the extension as well. So breathe out, lift. Lengthen the leg away. Bring it all the way back up. Pop it back down again onto the other side. Breathe out as you lift, lengthen, draw it back in, pop it back down. breathe out, lift. To work hard. It looks such a simple movement, but the slower you do it and the more control you do it, the harder it becomes. If we did this sort of really quickly, it's really easy, but trying to maintain that stability as we do it slowly, that's where we're really working. Good. There we go. And so really notice as you put one foot down and swap onto the other foot, that's where the challenge happens through your abdominals, where you're really creating that central stability. Here we go, a couple more. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in as it comes back. Super. Breathe in, breathe out. Draw it in, pop back down. Perfect. Okay, let's have a go again through the pelvis mobility. So we're going to just imagine keeping the shoulders still, and we're going to move from side to side. Just get that side muscle starting to engage, and just move the hips as much as you can. Good. Okay, and then front to back. So keeping your shoulders still, you're just going to draw the ball forwards and push it all the way backwards. Good. Tuck under. So you're really engaging through here. Scoop through with your glutes and really scoop the ball forwards, and then release it and tuck your pelvis backwards. Scoop it forwards. Draw in through your glutes. You'll feel your pelvic floor start to engage as well. You don't have to tell it to. It will just automatically start to do it as you start to squeeze the ball forwards. That's it. And then completely release. Take it back. Draw it forwards, scoop up through the glutes and release. Two more, scoop forwards, really work through the muscles there. Okay, what you're not doing is gripping with your legs and just creating the movement there. It's all coming from your hips. Tip your hips forwards and release back. Perfect. Just draw some circles, loosen that out. Lovely. And then again into the other side. Okay, what we're going to do now is just walk forwards a little bit onto the ball, and as you walk forward you'll start to tilt back a little bit. If I show you from the side, we'll start here. We're going to walk forwards and we're going to come into this position. So now we're sitting more on the front of the ball. Try and get your feet nice and strong there, and we're just going to take the arms forward. So now I'm drawing in more through the abs, and we're going to breathe in, breathe out, a scoop round, breathe in, lift. Breathe out. Now we're really working. So you should be sitting so far forwards that the quad muscles are starting to engage, but your abs are starting to work a little bit more as well. So breathe in to come up. Breathe out as draw the arms down. Remember what I'm going to say about your shoulders. Keep them away from your ears. Lovely. Couple more. There we go. We're working now. Okay. And from here, we're going to see if we can scoop under. So we're going to scoop under as you're placing your back onto the ball and roll yourself back again. So we're just getting some more movement through the back. So the movement starts, tuck under with the hips, roll your pelvis forwards, placing your back down onto the ball, and then rolling yourself back up again. Good, really working through the hips and mobilizing through the spine. And just go with where you are comfortable. So for some of you may just be just a little rock. For others, you may be able to roll all the way back over the ball and then coming all the way back up again. So make sure you're still in contact. You might sort of slip forward on the ball, so just make sure you've got good contact on the ball. You don't want to be rolling off. So once you've done a few of those, let's try and bring the arms in. So as you roll yourself back, take your arms to where you're comfortable. They may go up above. You may be able to get your arms all the way back behind you, and then rolling. Oh yeah, that's working the abs. Okay, think about the process. So tuck under with your hips. Think about placing each of those bones of your spine onto the ball as your arms come back. We're in this tabletop position. Your arms are directly above you, and then see if you can take your arms back. Try not to let your neck go too far. And then as your arms come back up, when they're back in eye line, peel your spine back up. Good. Tuck under, roll yourself back, take yourself to where you're comfortable, and lengthen, and then coming back up. Good. Breathe out, tuck under, roll yourself back, really lengthen through the arms as we take them right back behind. Okay, feel the abs starting to stretch through there. Now we're switching them back on. So draw in, draw down through the ribs, peel, peel, peel as you come back up. One more, tuck under, roll your spine down, take your arms back. Perfect. Roll yourself back up. Okay, this time we're going to go down. We're going to start working through the hips a little bit more. So roll yourself down onto the ball as you have just done. Walk your feet a tiny little bit further forwards so that your bottom is now off of the ball and the ball is resting between your shoulder blades. What we're going to do is we're going to drop the hips down. From here, tuck them under. So scoop, squeeze your glutes, lift them all the way back up again. Okay, so release, drop the pelvis down, tuck your hips under and push your hips up towards the ceiling again. Good. Release them down, tuck under, scoop and lift. Okay, if you want to make it a little bit harder for yourself, take your arms up above. So drop your hips down, scoop your hips under, tuck your tailbone up towards the ceiling and lift. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze through your glutes. Release, tuck and lift. We'll do 2 more like this. Drop your hips down, peel your tailbone under, squeeze your glutes to push you up to that tabletop position again. Last one like this. Drop down, scoop, lift, 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 hold that position. Okay, now keep your glutes switched on so you're in this tabletop position. From here, we're going to take one arm backwards, one arm forwards. Take round to the side, back to the top. Keep your glutes switched on. As you're distracting yourself with the arm movement, make sure your bottom doesn't start to sink. Keep it switched on. Opposite arm, one arm goes backwards, one arm goes forwards. We spin the arms around so we're in this sort of crucifix position and bring your arms back up to the center. Opposite way round. Keep going. Keep those glutes working. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep your bottom high. Try not to let it drop down. Great. Keep thinking about this mobility through the shoulders. Lengthen through your neck. There we go. Should be a little bit of burn going on in your bottom. Excellent. Couple more. Opposite side. And come back up. Perfect. Right, what we're going to do is just gently lower your arms down towards your hips, release through your glutes, and then walk your feet back towards you. And as you do that, you will automatically start to sit back up into the ball. So we're going to end up in this position. Perfect. Okay, I suggest you just do a few little hip rolls just to loosen that out. Perfect, because we're going to go down and do one more stability exercise like that. Twist round in the other direction. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to walk down again. So walk your feet away from you, tuck your hips under so you're coming down into this tabletop position. So push your hips up. Your choice where you put your hands, you can have them resting onto your hips, you can have them up, you could even have them out to the side to create even more stability challenge, okay? And what we're going to do though is we're going to come up onto your heel with one foot and drop down, up onto the heel with the other foot. So we're starting to engage the lower leg muscles. There we go. Okay, now we can kind of move the arms in this sort of marching position, so we can march up, march down, march round. It doesn't really matter too much what you're doing. You can do some constant circles with your arms. You could just hold them up. All we're trying to do is create a little bit of extra endurance work through the glutes in order to keep them switched on. Just check in with your low back that you're not arching or recruiting too many muscles. If it's starting to cause pain, you need to come out of the exercise, and just remember to come back out. So when you're ready, walk back in towards the ball and come back up. If you're coming back up with me now, go straight into your hip circles. If you're carrying on for a couple more, just give you a couple more to do that, and when you're ready, just bring yourself back up onto the ball and draw your circles. Super. Okay, make sure you go round in both directions, just loosen off through the hips. Lovely. Okay, you're going to come off of the ball now, and we're going to come onto your knees. We're just going to do a stretch first of all. So sit back down onto your heels, pop your hands onto the front of the ball and just push the ball away from you. So you're dropping your head down towards the mat, and we're creating that nice lengthening through the spine. Few deep breaths. Lovely. Now roll yourself so you're dropping the ball down to one side. There we go. So we're starting to create the stretch coming. So I've gone down to my right hand side, so my left side is stretching now more. And come back to the center. And I'm going down to my left side now so I can feel my right side stretching. Good. Okay, come back to the centre. Right, here we go. We're going to start to switch the arm muscles on a little bit more now. So first of all, start sitting down onto your heels. Pop your hands in almost like this prayer position in front of you. Draw your shoulder blades back and down, keeping your eye level looking at your hands. What we're going to do is, as you breathe out, I want you to draw your elbows in towards your chest and breathe out as you lengthen them away. A little bit of pressure is going down into the ball, so my hands are not just sitting lightly there. I'm actually creating a little bit of pressure into the ball. So breathe out, draw the elbows in. Breathe in as you release it back. Good. Breathe out, draw it in. Breathe in as it releases back. And as you do this, try and feel your shoulders coming down with you. So they're going down into your back pockets. Your neck almost feels like it's lengthening as you draw your arms in towards you. That's it, good. So your triceps all the way down through the back of your arms there. That's where you're going to really feel it starting to engage. As well as the muscles sort of around underneath your rib cage through here. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more. Breathe it in and release it. Breathe out, bring it in. And this time, once you stretch forward, just go into that lengthening stretch again. And just take the tension out. Okay, so to make this exercise a little bit harder, if that felt like it was quite a lot for you, stick back at that level. If not, you're going to come up onto your knees a little bit more and your hands come into this position. So we're going to try and take hips so that they are almost above your knees, and we're going to go from here. So same exercise, draw it in and release it. Draw it in. So now we are working harder through the abdominals as well. So breathe out, draw it in. Breathe in and release it up. Good. Lovely. Breathe out, draw it down. Breathe in, push it forward. 2 more. Breathe out, draw it down. Pull those shoulders into your back pockets. Lengthen the neck. Breathe in. Last one, really big one. Breathe out, draw it down, down, down. And release, release, release. Take it into that stretch again. Super. Okay, here we go. We're going to go over the top of the ball. So you are going to lie onto the ball so that you've got equal pressure going through your hands as you have got through your feet. No one part of your body is taking all of the tension. And equally, there shouldn't be too much pressure going through toes or wrists, because the majority of your body weight is going down through the ball. So this will allow us to create a little bit more challenge on the stability. So think about drawing your shoulder blades back and down. And we're going to start with the legs first of all. So you're going to breathe out, lengthen one leg up, breathe in as it comes back down. And opposite side, breathe out, lengthen, breathe in and lower back down. So if when you do this without the ball, you have the habit of sort of arching your back, you get a lot more feedback here. And also it's quite easy to have that sort of feeling of the ball being there to stop you arching through your back. So it will make you switch your glutes on a little bit easier. So here we go. Breathe out, lift and lengthen. Breathe in as it lowers back down. Breathe out, lift and lengthen opposite leg. Breathe in as it comes back down. Good. Breathing out to lengthen. Breathing in to come back down. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in to come back down. Good. Breathe out and lengthen. Breathe in to come down. Breathe out and lengthen. Breathe in to come back down. Perfect. Couple more. Each time you lengthen the leg away, imagine it's almost been drawn towards the wall behind you. So you're creating that space through the hip joint as well as that activation for your glutes. So let's just really switch the glutes on now. Take whichever leg up. I want you to twist your hips so that your toes are pointing out and away from the midline. And we're just going to squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax, squeeze and relax. So just pulse through the hip. Okay. And it's not, you're not swinging the leg, you're not trying to create a big movement. It is just squeeze and relax. So your glutes are activating, releasing, activating, releasing. Try and really focus that it's all on your bottom muscles, so all in your glutes and not your hamstrings down the back of your thigh. Good. Couple more. Keep breathing. It gets a little bit tough, so just then release the leg back down, swap onto the other side. Lift the leg up and then turn the foot out so your toes are pointing towards the opposite wall, and we are squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Lovely. Excellent. Just keep squeezing. Try not to swing the leg. If you notice my leg isn't moving that far, what I'm not doing is sort of really swinging the leg. It is just squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. Squeeze, release. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And relax it down. Okay, let's go for a little bit more of a challenge. See what happens. We're going to do opposite arm to opposite leg. Here we go. It's a little bit harder on the ball because we've got obviously less points of contact with the ground, but think about opposite arm, opposite leg, whoa, and then pop back down. Now it doesn't matter how hard you lift. If all you do is take one arm and leg slightly off the ground, then that's fine, because you're finding your stability through the through your middle and through the core. You don't have to be right out as long as possible. You just have to be where it's working best for you, and you will find that one side is slightly easier than the other. Okay, so breathe out and lengthen away. Breathe in as you come back. Breathe out, lengthen away. Ooh, that is definitely my weaker side. Breathe in as it comes back. But like I say, it doesn't matter how high you lift, even if you're just sort of lifting off of the mat to start create the stability. If it's completely too wobbly for you, go back to single. So we can do arm, arm, leg, and leg, and working your way around. Work with what works best for you. So breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in as it comes back. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in as it comes back. Watch your shoulders. That's it. And think about, as you lift your legs, think about squeezing your glutes the same way as we just did that pulsing, okay? So that you're not thinking about just swinging the leg up there. Good. Let's do one more on each side. Super. Okay. And then just bring yourself back so you're hanging over the ball, just to open up through the shoulders. It's actually quite a nice stretch through your shoulders there. Okay, good. Right, we are going to take it into an exercise where we're going to work our shoulders a little bit more. So for this one, you need to make sure you're right towards the end of the mat with your ball, and you're going to come up and over. And this time, the ball is a little bit lower down than your middle. So your feet are off the ground. You're in this sort of tabletop position. Your hands are underneath your shoulders, and we're trying to create as much stability through your back as possible. We're going to go into like a little press up. So as you breathe out, you're going to lengthen or drop your chin down towards the mat. As you see, we like a seesaw, so the legs go up and we come back down. So breathe out as you come down. Breathe in to come back up. Breathe out and breathe in. Elbows are dropping back towards the ball. What they're not doing is dropping out towards the side. Okay, so we're really going to switch on those tricep muscles. So draw back, come back in. Okay, breathe out to come down. Breathe in as you come back up. Breathe out as you go down. Breathe in to come back up. Super. Here we go. 3 more. Breathe out to come down. Really push the mat away. Breathe out, come down. Legs go up. Okay, good. Create that seesaw effect. Last one. Perfect. Walk your hands back and come and have a little stretch over the ball again. So you're just opening up through there. Super. A few breaths. And we're going to come and lie onto your back. So pop the ball down towards your feet. And get yourself nice and comfortable onto your back. Okay, I'm going to start activating through the legs a little bit more now. So take the ball off to one side. Okay, so that if this leg was out the way, this leg is onto the ball and kind of nicely relaxed. So my heel is on top of the ball. This leg is going to come up onto coffee table. Okay, so I've got that stability through my pelvis. I've thought about my neutral position. My spine is in a nice soft arch through the low back, a nice neutral position. I've softened through the ribs, relaxed through the shoulder, Leg is nice and comfortable in coffee table. I'm going to breathe out, lengthen, and then lower the leg down towards the floor and bring it back up. Now, if your leg is having to go too far out to the side, then the ball is too close to you, so take the ball out to the side a little bit more. So we should be able to just keep this leg that we're working in a neutral position, lift it, coffee table, lift it towards the ceiling, lower it down, up to the coffee table, draw back in, lengthen, lower, lift, back to coffee table, breathe out, lengthen and lower, breathe in, draw it all the way back up. Let's do 2 more on this leg. Breathe out, lengthen and lower. Keeping your pelvis in a nice neutral position the whole time. So if as you lower your leg down, you find that your spine is starting to arch because there's a little bit of tension through there, try and, as soon as it starts to arch, you stop. Let's swap the legs around. So pop that leg down, scoosh the ball over to the other side. Have that leg nicely resting on the ball. Other leg is on coffee table. Breathe out, lengthen the leg away, lower it down. Breathe in as you bring it back up. Coffee table, good. Breathe out, lower. Breathe in, draw it back up. Breathe out, lengthen and lower. Breathe in, come back up. Super. Few more. This is just the prep work, so all we're watching for is that you're keeping pelvis in neutral, spine in neutral. You don't have to recruit any muscles through any other part of your body to do this. As long as we can do this with nice ease and comfort, then we're moving on. Let's do the last one with this leg. Breathing out, lowering it down. Breathe in as it comes back up. Bring the ball back into your into the center position. Okay, we're going to have your feet so that they are resting almost at 90 degrees. Again, nice neutral position. You're going to breathe out, lengthen away. Breathe in, draw them back. Breathe out, blow the legs away. Breathe in as they come back. Good. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in, draw back. Breathe out as you lengthen. Breathe in as you come back up. Super. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in to come back. Perfect. It's quite a nice movement to do. You're not working too hard just yet. Here we go. Last one. So when you've blown the legs out straight this time, you're going to keep the legs there. Okay. Now from here, you are going to imagine you have a soft fruit underneath your chin and you've got a hook in the top of your chest bone, and that hook is pulling you up towards the ceiling. So what we don't do is lift from the neck. What we do is draw the shoulder blades back and down and peel up from the chest and roll back down again. Okay, breathe out, peel yourself up. Breathe in as you come back down. Good. Breathe out, come up. Breathe in as you come back down. Good. We're just creating the movement pattern, and all we're checking for here is that you're not over recruiting with your neck. If your neck's hurting already, you're using the wrong muscles. So really think about the movement comes from the top of your chest. Imagine there's kind of like a pivot point at the back of your spine, right at the top of your chest, and that's the rocking point that it's happening from. What you're not doing is using your head as the power. Okay, one more. Breathe out, lift up. Breathe in, lower down. Now bring the ball back to central position here. We're going to do everything together. As you breathe out, you're going to lengthen the legs away and lift. Breathe in as you come back down. Breathe out, lengthen and lift. Breathe in as you come down. Good. Again, make sure you're lifting from your chest and not your neck. If it's really hurting through your neck, go back to legs only. And draw back in. And draw back in. Good. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in, come back. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in, come back. Now let's see if we can add some more arms in if you're up for the challenge. If this feels enough, stick there. But if you want a little bit more, breathe out, lengthen. Draw the arms back. Draw the legs in as you scoop your legs back around in. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in as you scoop round. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in as you scoop round. Lovely. And we're just trying to create as big a circles as we can with your arms. Again, take that tension out of your neck. If your neck is starting to really feel the work, then just stop. You can do this. Oh, do some more. You can do this without, so you can do it with the arms without lifting the head if you need to. So breathe out, lengthen everything away. It's quite a nice stretch. Breathe in as you draw it back in. Breathe out and lengthen. And breathe in as you draw back in. Breathe out. If you're still lifting, we are lifting and back in. Lengthen and draw back in. 2 more. Lengthen. Breathe out. Breathe in. Scoot back. Breathe out and breathe in. Perfect. Just let the ball go out straight. Take yourself into a full body stretch. And we've really worked through the abs there. Okay, the next exercise is going to really work the abs. So if you feel like you've had a little bit too much ab work, then just take it easy. If we're ready for it, let's go for it and really engage these abs. So draw yourself into a nice neutral position with your back, neck, and take hold of the ball. So you're going to grab the ball between your legs. We're going to see if we can straighten the legs out and lower them down. Breathe out and lower. Breathe out and lower. When you're ready, pop the ball back down. That was just the prep work to make sure you can keep your spine in neutral and you're not doming through your abdomen too much. Now we're going to start to really draw the abs in. So once the legs are on the ball, make sure you've got good contact, we're going to see if you can just draw them towards your head and release. Now watch, you're not trying to do this, you're not trying to shrug the shoulders up. Draw in and release. Cool, we're getting a bit of a shake on. That's it, do a few. And release back down. Okay, that again may be quite a lot for you, but let's do the other end of the body. Give your legs a rest. So draw the ball up towards your hands. I'm just going to shuffle down so I've got space by the wall here. So I'm going to breathe out, lower the ball down. Breathe in, bring it back up. Breathe out, lower the ball back down. Now this one is a nice one for controlling your shoulder movements as well, because now we've got that contact through the ball. You could do a little bit of a pressure into the ball. You don't, obviously you're not going to squeeze it. It's quite a strength to squeeze the ball, but push into it. Breathe out, lower your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets as you lengthen down, and breathe in as you come back up. Good. Breathe out, lower down. Breathe in as you come back up. Breathe out. Breathe in as you come back up. Lovely. Breathe out, lower it down. Breathe in as you come back up. 2 more. Breathe out, lower down. Breathe in as it comes back up. Last one, lower it down. Good. Okay, we'll put that exercise together. So start with your arms up towards the ceiling. Draw the legs in so you're coming up to coffee table. You are going to take the ball back, bring it forwards, pass it to your legs. You need to bring your legs up towards you, lower the ball down and away, draw it back up, pass it to your hands, draw the ball back down behind you, pass it to your legs, lower it down. Now it's up to you. You can go all the way down if you can, or just a very little drop down. Go with where you're comfortable. Passing it. Just keeping that movement going through. And again, when you're here, you can lower the legs back down at the same time. So we're stretching everything away, arms and legs. But if you need to keep your legs in that position as you do that, in that coffee table position as you do your arms, then that's absolutely fine. Just work with whatever is comfortable for you. Breathe out, lengthen everything away. Breathe in, bring it back. Breathe out, lengthen everything away. You're passing the ball between your legs and your arms. Last one. Breathe out, lengthen. Breathe in, pop your legs down. Pop the ball to the side of you and take yourself into a lovely full body stretch. Cool, my abs are on fire. I think you'll probably feel that has really activated through your abs and your core there. So keep lengthening, keep lengthening. We're just going to stretch out through your back. We'll do a couple of shoulder bridges just to release through the spine. Pop yourself back up into your neutral position. Relax through your shoulders. Tilt your pelvis backwards, squeeze through the glutes and peel your spine up and away. And then one by one, place your spine back down one at a time onto the mat. Release your glutes, tilt back to neutral. Breathe out, tilt back, squeeze your glutes, peel up. Really feel that movement going through your spine, which should feel lovely after we've just done all that strength, stability work. It's really important that you work on mobility at the same time as you work with stability. Good, really get that moving. And release back down. And the lovely thing, I know I do a shoulder bridge every time I do an exercise class, but it's so great because you just get all that movement through the whole of your spine, but it also teaches you how to switch on muscles at the same time. So it's kind of like the wonder exercise as far as I'm concerned. Right, last one, breathe out, tuck under, peel your spine up and gently release it back down again. Perfect. Relax yourself, relax your shoulders, and when you're ready, bring yourself back up to sitting. That's your ball class for today. See how you get on with it. Let me know.